My boyfriend disappeared off the face of the earth after he found out I'm pregnant, so we tracked his phone and discovered where he went. Last Tuesday evening, I came home after being out of town for 2 weeks due to work. My boyfriend Nate, 35, was supposed to pick me up from the airport, but when I arrived, I couldn't reach him, and he never showed up. I was a little annoyed but not too worried because I thought he had fallen asleep. When I spoke to him earlier that morning, he said he hadn't slept well the night before and was going to rest before coming to get me. So, I called my sister for a ride home. When I got home, Nate was nowhere to be found. I checked the garage, and his car was gone. I sent him a text asking where he was and headed upstairs to unpack. When I opened the closet to put my things away, I saw that almost all his clothes were gone. At this point, I was confused, so I started calling him, but it just kept ringing and then going to voicemail. I checked his office, and everything was still there, except for his clothes and his car. I was really starting to freak out at this point, so I called my sister. She came over, and we both tried calling and messaging him but still got no answer. His computer and laptop were both still in his office. I logged onto his computer and my sister onto his laptop. I know all his passwords, but we didn't find anything out of the ordinary. I started searching his desk and found his iPad in the top drawer. I logged into it and checked everything I could think of, but found nothing unusual. My sister suggested checking the Find My Phony app on his iPad to see if we could locate his phone. We logged into the app and saw that his phone was pinging in the next state over. I started calling him again but still got no answers to my calls or texts. I really started to lose it here. My mind was all over the place trying to figure out what could be going on. I called the police because I thought someone must have done something to him. The police came out, but they said there wasn't much they could do because he hadn't been gone long and his missing clothes were a sign he left of his own volition. Over the last few days, I've done everything I can to contact him. He doesn't have any family except for a brother he cut ties with before I met him. I found his brother online and sent him a message, but he said he hadn't seen or heard from Nate in years. I keep checking his phone's location, and since Saturday morning, it has been pinging in the same location. I took off work for the rest of the week, and my sister and I are flying up there to go to the location where his phone is pinging. Has anyone ever dealt with something like this before? How do I even confront him? What if he is with another woman? What if he isn't there or worse? I am so lost and hurt right now, my mind is all over the place. I can't think straight. I'm so lost right now. Edit, yes, I have called or messaged all his friends. None of them have seen or heard from him. I do have access to his bank account, as we have a joint account, but not his business account. He last used his debit card Friday night in a town west of Seattle, Washington. He owns his own business but has taken a step back over the last year, so he doesn't communicate with them regularly. They haven't heard from him since last month. I am 5 months pregnant, and we have known for 3 months. He did become a bit reserved and withdrawn since we found out, but it's not uncommon for him to do that every so often, especially around this time of year. I don't truly believe that he would abandon me and his child, that's just not the type of man he is, but I don't know what to think anymore. Update 1. First, I want to say thank you to everyone for suggesting the welfare check. We called the department where his phone is pinging, and they have sent someone over to see if they can make contact with him. It's been over an hour, and we are still waiting to hear back. I am hopeful but still have an overwhelming sense of dread. All I want to know right now is that he is okay, and I can figure out everything else later. I just need to know he is okay. Update 2. The police were able to do a welfare check, and although they were unable to make direct contact with him, they spoke to the couple who lived at the house. They said they were old family friends and that he was there on Friday and Saturday, but that he went to the Olympics on Sunday morning to go hiking for a couple of days. The officers informed them of what was going on, and they told them they believed he was okay and that they would contact me tonight to try to help explain the situation. What does that even mean? I'm even more confused. They did let them look in the house. His phone and the 2 gym bags of clothes were in the guest room. They said he would be back by Wednesday to get his things and head back home. I have a flight in the morning, and I'm still going. None of this makes sense, and I just have more questions. How do I even know he is really okay at this point? We are still going to fly there. I hope these people do call, but it's been a while now, and I haven't heard anything. Update 3. This will be my final update. I have to get ready and pack my stuff for the flight in the morning. I have just spent the last hour speaking to the couple whose house he was at, and they, against his wishes, told me what is going on. They have known Nate since he was 12 years old. He started dating their daughter, Ashley, when they were in 6th grade, and they continued dating all through middle school and high school. Ashley got pregnant toward the end of their senior year, and they got engaged. I don't know how to even say this next part. When their son was almost 2 years old, they were involved in an accident with a drunk driver. Nate was ejected from the car, and Ashley and his son passed away in the accident. She said that he blames himself for it because, according to him, they were never supposed to be out that night, and it was his fault they were. She said he withdrew from them and everyone else and that, up until last Friday, they hadn't heard from him since he left. She has offered to come get my sister and me from the airport in the morning, and she can try to answer any questions I have while we wait for him to return. They know where he is. He is at the spot where they spread their ashes, and he told her that he needed to be with his son one more time before he let him go. I'm honestly in a total state of shock right now. I don't know what to think, but I know he is in pain, and I need to get to him. I can figure everything else out later. Thank you to all the kind people who reached out and offered your suggestions. I honestly don't think I would have this information right now if it wasn't for you all, so again, thank you.